Hello everyone, B.O.B. here, and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Now this is a tutorial I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I kept putting it off for other stuff, and I'm sort of glad I did, and I'll explain why later in the video. But I'll be honest with you guys, this one's going to get a little bit nerdy. This is a red coder, and what a red coder does is it isolates the various levels of a redstone signal into multiple individual outputs. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Huh? Basically, it's a selector. As I change the octagonal position of the item in this frame, the red coder will select a different torch as a different output. This is all kind of dependent on the fact that a comparator can, well, detect a signal from an item in a frame, and that octagonal position determines the strength of that redstone signal. See, a redstone signal, for those who don't know, it's not just on or off. There are various levels of strength, and typically that's dictated by how far that individual piece of redstone dust is from the power source. But with things like item frames and lecterns, we can actually control the strength of those redstone signals. Now, by controlling the strength of that redstone signal, we basically have a full selector panel in a single block space. Now, with the lectern with a book on it, if you have a full 15 pages of the book, it's, well, all dependent on what number page you are on. And here in Bedrock, well, let me show you first person. Now, see, this is a book that I have the pages numbered to 15, but I only numbered every 2 pages because that's when the redstone signal changes. So as you can see, this first page is 1, second page is 2, third page is 3. You get the picture. Now, because the maximum output of the book in the lectern is actually 15, this means we now have a selector of up to 15 different outputs from one single access point. I mean, this isn't exactly all that convenient, as you got to open up the book and flip through the pages. But I mean, this would be perfect for a shop or a vending machine, something of that sort. Now, if you're using this book on a lectern method, keep in mind if you're not using the full 15 pages, the redstone outputs kind of vary in strength. It's weird. You're going to want to experiment with them with something like I have set up here to see how far that redstone signal travels. But this book here, I only have the pages numbered up to 4. So as you see, the first page, it just lights up that first lamp. But as I switch to the next page, it automatically lights up 8. We're on page 2 here. And then when I click to page 3, well, that's a full redstone signal, even though I'm not even on page 4 yet. So, yeah, like I said, if you're using that method, you're going to want to play around with it a little bit, depending on how many pages you need or how many selections you want in that case. But anyway, back to the red coders. Just as an example of what you might do with something like this, like I said, you could do like a store or a vending machine where you could just say, oh, I don't know, I guess I'll have a couple of boats. And then let's get, so I say, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 hose. There we go. But like I said earlier in this video, I'm glad I waited to put out this tutorial, or I didn't really wait, I put it off, but because if you saw Mumbo Jumbo's video, his recent video on the redstone changes in the new Java update, the 1.16, you can see he was messing around with the redirectable redstone, and it occurred to me that we already have that in Bedrock with pistons. So yeah, we can already make these super compact red coders, and they're not all that expensive. All you're going to need to build one of these is what's in this chest here. You're going to need an item frame and then an item to put in the frame. You don't have to use an arrow. This can be any item you want. I just choose an arrow because it points at stuff. You will need 2 redstone comparators, 8 redstone repeaters, 18 redstone dust, 16 redstone torches, 8 pistons. You're gonna need an immovable block of some sort. I'm gonna use a grindstone because, well, they're actually they're cheaper than obsidian if you think about it. You can recreate them infinitely, very easily. But then, like, just some building blocks, you ain't gonna need a whole stack. Probably, I think it's like 22 total. But obviously, you're gonna want to build this thing in anyway. This 8 output red coder, you're gonna need an area about 3 wide by 13 long. But if you wanted to do something longer with more outputs, with the book and the lectern, well, obviously your build area is going to need to be longer. But all you would do is just keep repeating this same circuit and make sure you have the immovable object on the end. And this is so simple to do. So we're going to start on the left hand side of our build area. We're going to stack up about 3 blocks off the ground, and this is where you're going to want your item frame to be. Or at least 3 blocks above the bottom of your circuit. So we don't really need that block down there, but we do want one right here, so we can set a comparator on that block, and that comparator is going to pull the signal from that item frame. And we'll just go ahead and stick our item in that frame now. You can see that comparator is already set up, and in that initial state, it's only a redstone signal of 1. Now what we want to do is feed that signal into a solid block, and then we want another solid block down here on the ground, and we're going to break away that block in the middle so we can place a redstone dust on that block there. So that comparator is powering that block as well as that redstone dust. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves another comparator, and we're going to pull a signal from this block that redstone dust is on. And then we want to run a redstone line out 8 spaces. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's go ahead and get our pistons, and we're going to line them up right along with this. So better yet, we better let's take the item out of the frame to do this so that piston don't extend. Yep, let's go ahead and place in our 8 pistons, all facing one into one another. So you start right at your comparator here, and all the way to the end, and then place your immovable object right here on the end of that. And like I said, that could be like obsidian, or like a ender chest or something, anything along those lines. Anything that a piston can't push will be just fine at the end of that. Now we want to put repeaters on top of each one of these pistons, so you want them facing away from the redstone dust. And then on the opposite side of these pistons, go ahead and place a redstone torch on every single one of these pistons. Now we can place solid blocks on top of these redstone torches. And then we want solid blocks on top of this redstone dust here, all the way back to above your comparator. Right there. And just a redstone dust all the way to the end of that line of solid blocks. So we didn't mean to click on that. And redstone torches all across this line of solid blocks. Now let's go ahead and put our item back in that frame. You can see that first torch light up. And as we cycle through the positions of the item in the frame, different torches light up, and you can use those to activate different machines or dispensers or droppers or whatever it is you want to do with it. In fact, why don't you show me what you do with it? Come join the Discord server if you're not already a member. Maybe take some screenshots of contraptions you might build with something like that and share them over there, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna post both of those things in the description below, but feel free, share with me what you came up with these things. And so, my friends, that completes today's tutorial. It's a nice easy build with, well, multiple applications. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to hit that like button, and if you're interested in seeing more from me, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. As I said, I will have my Discord and Twitter posted in the description down below, so feel free to come join the server or follow me on Twitter. I'll be honest, I neglect the Twitter a little bit, but if I get more followers on there, I'll definitely be sure to pay it more attention. As always, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and wish you all a wonderful day.